Hey everyone, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Ghost Recon Future Soldier on Elite Difficulty Mode. This is Chapter 7. It's called Ember Fire. For this first section, we're going to be in the forest for a while. And you don't have to stealth this section. In fact, I don't believe there's any parts where you have to stealth this section. But it did recommend in the briefing if you want to take a shotgun to this area, you can. So I just took one by default. And this is a pretty good location to take out all these enemies. There's a couple challenging parts in this chapter. So there it is again, detected. Big Benedict got detected again. But for the most part, I don't like to usually get too close to these enemies anyway, so the shotgun is not very valid of a tool. I just wanted to see how it worked in this game, and how it worked is it's pretty shitty. And that's typical of the shotgun in games. You either really like them or you know how horrible they are and hate them, like I do. But I think we're in St. Petersburg, Russia. I could be mistaken about that, but I think that's where we exist currently in the game. So we just have a bunch of targets, and as usual, I just don't know where they are, so I'm having to deploy sensors to see where everybody is and lighting people up. There we go, took another guy down. Because we are going to receive a distress call, pretty much. Oh yeah, this is sped up because all I'm doing is going from A to B, and sometimes it just takes too long, and I know people would probably suffer while watching it, so, I mean, I would suffer while watching it, but this next part's really challenging because you have to do like 2 battles without a checkpoint, so you really have to be on your mark and watch out and take cover. And if you can't do it, you know, I'm here for you. I'll try to help you out as best I can. Is this the section? Yeah, this is the section up here. We're going to receive that distress call from the I think he's a Russian guy, but we're not going to get to him quite yet. Right up here, this is actually a pretty fun fight. It's not challenging if you do it the way I do, because I have a good way of dealing with it. Basically, I'm going to take out the sniper here, as well as this other rifleman. Try to get these 2 guys down, and there's a box over here, and you're going to see an edit because it wasn't giving me the weapon, and it was my fault for not interacting with the box correctly. But you'll see the edit right over here. And then when I get situated, what I'm going to do is just get the sniper rifle. And for whatever reason, well, let me hold that thought, because you're going to notice when you're playing this chapter that you're going to get a lot of visual interference from the environment because it's raining. Not only do I not like the reticle of this particular weapon, but you see how it has to like flash and then gradually sharpen your vision. Like, watch, every single time I use the sniper rifle and use the scope on it, it's got to like flare. It like flares visually, and then it gradually sharpens to where you can see stuff. And in that brief moment where it's out of focus and you can't see anything, you can get really damaged severely. So just really watch out for that. I don't like that sniper rifle. And none of these targets are marked, so I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe, I mean, normally they have a yellow, some kind of yellow indicator on them, especially when you're targeting them. But now the place is clear, but you don't get a checkpoint, so you have to really watch out. You're going to get hit by a flashbang inevitably up here. So what I'm going to do is just recover from the flashbang and then run back up to where I was. And if you is this the take where I had a problem with it? Yeah, this might have been the take I had a problem getting back up there. But part of me thinks that if I had a big problem, yeah, it was not that take. But things like that, he needs to be able to mantle over everything. Like that right there, I could have been killed because it wasn't letting me jump over that ledge. Everything should be scalable, especially in this game. I mean, it works really well. Like every point of the environment, you glue yourself to cover, whether it's a tree or the side of a building. But as you can see, I'm coming back up here, and you're not really going to get rushed too often if you have the luck I had. But right here, that was an accident, and we have a couple of guys with shields approaching. And I remember shield enemies from Uncharted 3. I really hated those guys. They're damn tough. They might have been in Uncharted 2 as well. But there's just a lot of enemies. This is a heavily guarded area. This part and the next part too. There's too much enemy. I mean, there's too many to even deal with realistically, because we're gonna have to find the guy where because in that flashbang, I think he was abducted or something happened. Yeah, he was abducted, and he was up in the building trying to stand off all these enemies by himself. But we're gonna have to locate him next. And you get 4.5 minutes to locate him, and you really shouldn't be focusing on engaging enemies and fighting too much. But yeah, I think I had like 45 to maybe a minute, as much as a minute left. So what's going to happen, I believe, is after this fight, it's going to be, I'm going to speed everything up to the point where the next battle is. Because, again, it's just walking around. I might have done that, I can't remember, but I think I may have. So also, you don't have to be aiming when you press the R2 button to mark targets like in Spec Ops: The Line. It works the same way as that. This game is so compared to Spec Ops, much less frustrating, because the teammates just don't fall down all the time like they do in that game. I mean, every battle they would fall down. It was so ridiculous. So where's this last guy? Yeah, I had to mark that target. Maybe, you know, if you're having problems, just have your teammates take care of it, or try that.
Camera activated.
Sorry, I was quiet there for a second. I got attacked by a fucking bug or something. I hate summer. It's the worst season one could ever want to have. Goddamn summer. 110 degrees where I live. And I only live in California. It's not like I live in Texas. Some other place where you'd expect it to be that damn hot. Okay, what are we doing here? Oh yeah, I remember this. It said clear, so I just moved forward, although I was still being cautious. And I had a close call over here, but I knew I had that check. You know, I finally got my checkpoint, so it was okay for now. I do have a question for anybody who's listening and who's an Xbox person. See, that was the close call right there. I have all my save data on my Xbox 360 for Ninja Gaiden 2, and I want to digitally buy the game so I don't have to have the disc in there spinning and making a bunch of noise, and also maybe to see if it'll not freeze as much as when I play it on the disc-based version, because it's incredibly loud and it makes so much heat. So I just thought maybe if I bought the digital copy, all my save data from my hard drive it wouldn't matter, would it? Because it would just be on my hard. It would just be like putting the disc in, but the disc would already be in. And I also want to place the machine vertically so I could have a little bit more room on my desk. So if anyone knows if you can, because I've been using the disc for Ninja Gaiden 2 and have all my save data on my internal hard drive for the 360. What I want to know is if I digitally buy it, because I don't want to spend the $29.99 and then find out that my non-refundable purchase is a complete waste. What I want to know is can I just start the game up and then when I go into the load save data, will it just have it, or do I have to start the whole game over again? Because I don't know. You should be able to have your money refunded for game purchases if there's problems with it. I don't know. It's just no refunds on everything. I don't like it. And I was manipulating. Sorry. I need water and I never have it. I was loading up some of the options for Ninja Gaiden 2. There's a bunch of options I never saw before. Like you could put like a classic film filter over the footage so the cutscenes are in black and white or something. And I did a search for that and I found someone whom I recognized. I think his name's Master Ryu Kudan or something like that. And I recognize that guy because he comments and I think he's a sub of mine. But I did find that guy's video, and if you're him, just let me know, because that was a helpful video. I didn't know what that was, that feature on Ninja Gaiden 2. And those missions were really, really tough, too, on the mission mode. But, I was trying to consolidate all my files and delete everything. Not my save data, of course, because I want to start a new campaign, but a lot of people also ask me if I could do a mentor guide. There's no reason to do that, in my opinion, because a lot of it's all the same enemies, plus that's just a waste of time for me. If it's not the hardest difficulty, then it's really feeling like my life's being wasted, and sorry about that, but mentor mode is pretty tough, but I'm sorry. I'm sure there's guides for it. But here's the section where you have 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So look at all these flags all over the place. Those are all enemies, so there's no feasible way you could probably kill everybody. So what I'm going to do is put the camouflage on, and then just take out a couple of guys over here. I'm going to mark 3 guys. Mark that guy behind the crate, and then when this is ready, press that button. Take out this guy. It's really nice because he goes into a certain posture when he's going to choke the enemies out, and I think that would be really helpful in The Last of Us, because a lot of the times you're going in to choke out an enemy or strangle them or shiv them or whatever, and they just turn around in a heartbeat and whirl on you, and you're dead if it's a clicker and you don't have a shiv or whatever. But yeah, look at these flashbangs. This is realism at its realist. I like this. You see how the vision is obscuring? It's like it's got that static over the video every so often. It's not a huge hindrance, but it's a good. This is a really good game because every level's unique. So far, they've all been pretty unique. I mean, you can't get more unique than the snow level, which was a really bad level, but you can't say it wasn't unique. But do not want to use that Warlord hammer anymore, the War Hammer. So the best thing to do over here, we just need to get to that guy, the hostage. So activate your camouflage and you just follow the waypoint. I didn't know where he was, but I just knew that the waypoint would set me free, by finding him. So I'm going to back off these enemies and I'm going to tag about 3 or 4 guys and then just shoot them out. Normally I prefer to take out 3 guys than 4. So normally I just like commanding the shot real quick. But there's a couple guys tag that guy, and then I think maybe I just tagged and killed those targets with the command for the synchronized shot, and then I think I might have taken out this guy over here.
Say when.
So, those guys are downed. Yeah, dead body found. Okay, so he's in the church. Yeah, it's a church. So there look like more enemies than there were, but at least we took out 4 enemies. So that's four fewer than we had. So this guy is. I'm not quite sure what he's doing. Now, how the hell did I get that kill? I shot through a brick wall, but you know. And I think to myself, I look like an idiot because I know him. Or was he? I don't know. I'll have to rewind that and see it. But the clock's running down here, and there is an alternate way to go, but it's a huge, like setback for the path. Definitely, this is the best path, the quickest path I found to get over here in time. And you just can't kill everyone. It's not realistic that you would be able to kill everyone. See, it's flashing here. Under a minute left, so I'm going to run inside the church. And our equipment has been failing, and it's going to completely fail pretty soon.
Watch left.
Hunter, we'll need to bring the whole system down.
And then we have a pretty unique fight once we rescue the guy. It was a pretty unique fight. Oh, okay, I just noticed that there is a checkpoint here, so that's good. I was worried when I busted in the room. I didn't want to hit him and have to do this whole section over again, but apparently that doesn't happen because we just got that checkpoint. So
Get set up. We get one shot to do this right. Take your time.
okay, so we're gonna bust in the room and just don't shoot the guy who's cowering on the floor. If that's or no, he's not cowering. He's tied up. It's clear who the guy is. So once you do this, look, you have to kill the guy behind the desk. So watch out for that. This is my first time doing it, so I had no idea. And that's it.
Can you move?
Now we have to extract with Sadze. He's going to be accompanying us in this fight. And it's really interesting music for the first time. Well, not for the first time in this game, but it's really distinct, like regionally applicable music, I guess you'd say, for Russian. For the region of Russia. And this fight is one that I did not die on. So the ambush, it was not a trap, it was a trap in the sense that they did pin us into this location, but it wasn't because of that the terrorist the target that we rescued, it's not like he betrayed us or anything. So a couple of guys up here with RPGs, we need to take them out. And there's the guy down there assisting us. There's some guys jumping into the scene from ropes. And I don't know, like all these fights, I very, very seldom die on a fight like this. And there's a lot of them in this game. And it's just like if this were Uncharted 3 or Gears of War 3 or Spec Ops: The Line, I would have to redo all these fights so many times to figure them out. And, well, maybe not figure them out. Well, yeah, part of it is figuring it out, but a lot of it's just staying alive. So you see that flare right there? I hate that. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be the weapon itself. But there's a guy up there. I just saw that guy. Like, why does it have to flare like that? Why can't my visibility just be right immediate? Also, I had some problems just seeing where the enemies were over here, but that's not anything that's surprising at this point in the game because I can very seldom see the targets, and that's not because I have bad vision. It's just because they're not lit up anywhere. They're just hiding. And it always feels like I'm lagging in the fights. Like my teammates are doing all the work, and they probably are. There's a cover swap in motion right there. And then I believe there's a guy right down the way. Now, the music kind of subsided right here, but Then I saw that. Okay, there's that guy. I think he was a regular rifle guy, not an RPG foe. But there's got to be somebody else. Yeah, that guy is up on the roof. Well, we did have to take care of him, but somebody else. See how the game just takes care of it. It's kind of annoying. But that section is clear. Although it kept telling me right over here that there's somebody left, or 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock shit. But it was definitely an error. Okay, up ahead, what you want to do is have this cinematic occur and then run back into the church and just deal with the few sniper rifle, or no, they're RPG guys up there. So just take those guys out, and you may be experiencing some issues because in this chapter we've had failed electronics. We've had failures with our communications and our electronic features. So when I press left and right on the D-pad to switch to my HUD and have the sensor grenades and things like that come up, and even as far as when I press the triangle button to switch weapons, nothing's coming up, and everything's working properly except that I'm not getting a heads-up display. So I think it's just a situational thing that the game does, just because it's raining and we've had power failures with our equipment. But this is not too long of a chapter either. We're going to come down here and do some work, do some shooting. Watch out for these guys here. I take a pretty heavy hit over here. I think if like these guys shoot a rocket launch, or that could just fall down. Yeah, I think if they shoot you but don't directly hit you with the rocket, and it's just like a concussive blast from far away, but you're still within the splash damage radius, it happens up ahead to me, I think just one time, but you'll kind of like be thrust backwards, and one of your teammates will have to revive you, and it works out actually. But I thought I was dead, but it's one of those features in the game where you're in down but not out status, and it doesn't happen all the time. I mean, I have not had it happen to me very often in this campaign, and it might have something to do with the rocket launcher enemies. So I think it occurs over here somewhere, maybe when I get up a little bit further. But all in all, I've been enjoying this game. It's I don't know, whenever I play a game, it's just like, I always think to myself, what else could I be playing? And it's pretty clear and cut what I want to play. I'd rather play Ninja Gaiden 2, because I was playing Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 so recently, and I want to go back and see what I was missing and things like that, and see the differences once again. Those games never get old, and that's a good thing. But as much as I want to play other games, playing this game is fine. It's fine by me. There's the thing right there, and it even switched angles right there, so I was really curious if I was going to survive or not. We're also dealing with enemies. I don't know if we've dealt with them yet, but there'll be enemies that are ghosts like us and have camouflage on, and they're not too hard to hit. You'll actually see them. You'll see their outline of their body, and they go down pretty easily. So it's not a big issue. But yeah, this is the 7th chapter. We have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 more chapters to do. So I could usually finish a chapter a day. In case anyone's wondering like how I do these, I play a game chapter by chapter, and just while I have footage, when I get a clip of footage, I just throw it into Sony Vegas and just compile a segment of videos. so that when I move on to the next chapter, I have the previous chapter ready to put audio commentary on it. And so, oh yeah, this is sped up. What I don't do though is like I don't have like a huge bunch of files that I have to edit later on, because then I can never remember what it is. There's just too many files, too many, like this. You know, I had to put this clip and fast forward, and that way I make no mistakes either, or very few mistakes if ever. I mean, the way I do it, I mean, there's no room for mistakes. Okay, so this is the final part. I mean, this is where the final part of the level is going to transpire. We're going to get a nice checkpoint, but first of all, we have to take care of these guys, and this footage is going to resume now in normal speed. But sorry about that little hiccup there in the editing process, but it's not really hard to make the events line up in the making these videos. But right here we have just a bunch of foes coming out of those trucks. So right there I decided I was way too close to comfort for those guys, so I needed to get back here. I barely made it, but I did make it, so that's what counts. I'm going to let my health regenerate. And just for anyone who's interested, I was talking about Adam Sessler a couple videos back, and he posted a video today that and I know it might sound hypocritical, but I do subscribe to that guy's channel because some of his stuff's pretty interesting. I mean, I don't hate him for not being able to beat the Trial of Archimedes. I mean, shit, I'm not even that good at these types of games, and I don't want to sound like an asshole, but we all know what I said, and it's just like I don't know, you know, it's that old saying, keep your enemies close to you, you know, that ironic saying, but I posted a comment on his page for that video that he posted. He was talking about why are you a fanboy? Or he says, why are you fanboys, or something like that for his video. And I asked him, what difficulty were you playing the Trial of Archimedes on that you couldn't beat it? And I thought he would respond, but I don't know. It was within like the first hour of his posting that video, so I thought I would get a response, but I guess we'll never know. But he was probably playing on normal. But maybe he was playing on easy. But anyway, that's way off topic. This is a fun fight, actually. So we've got these ghosts over here, and a little into the battle, you'll get a cutscene. See how they're camouflaged, but they're clearly visible. I mean, there's just a lot of these guys here, and I'm using my sniper rifle, just not zooming in, since I'm close to the enemies, and zooming in would actually be counterproductive. So halfway through the battle, you're going to get a cutscene with this guy in the black shirt. Oh yeah, this happened a couple times. Kind of stubborn, I stayed there again, and wasn't getting damaged, so I figured I needed to move locations. But anyway, we're going to get a cutscene, and I don't know if you could just, I think once you get this, yeah, I don't know why, I'm not sure though, I'm not entirely sure, but I think if you just fall back, see how it says, it said like 6 meters right there. If I just went back right here, I could have maybe stopped fighting over here. I just didn't realize, well, I thought the battle had to finish, but I think you can actually just do a 180 over here. Because I actually do retreat, I fall back over here, and I get it pushes me into a cutscene. So I was thinking, right when that happened, I was thinking to myself, yeah, I probably did not have to do this fight, like, from the cutscene to this part. See how I threw that sensor grenade or whatever it was, and I had no HUD coming up. So this guy's gonna get a thrashing right there, that son of a bitch. That's what you get for coming over to Big Benedict's hood. Oh god, that sounded so lame. I'm sorry about that, you guys, but anyway. I'm not some idiotic player who thinks he's the best. But anyway, I hope people don't think that, but because I do have the modesty to say that I'm not the best at these games, but I can hold my own. Anyway, hop in the river.